If you are in the market for a new home, but you don't want to miss this, what are all the checks and balances you need to do to make sure your next property purchase is a good one? Well, Debbie Roberts from Property Apprentice joins us now to answer all those questions. Debbie, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
So, I'm sure you've got a pretty good checklist.
Oh, yeah.
Where do we start?
So I could talk for about an hour and a half just on the subject alone.
We've got a minute.
3 minutes. 1 minute?
No.
So first of all, I'd recommend that everyone uses a due diligence clause in the sale and purchase agreement, because that way that gives you the option to check out anything about that property before you go unconditional, which means that you're not having to spend that money up front before you put an offer in on a property, so you can find out whether someone will accept your price to start with. But some of the things that you should check out, things like make sure you've got your finance approved for that specific property. Part of your finance, they might make it conditional on getting a registered valuation, which is going to cost a bit of money. The thing about due diligence is it does cost money. And this is where it does my head in with first home buyers, because what people tend to do, and this happens a lot, if someone's looking at buying a second-hand car, like a $5,000 car, for example, they'll spend a couple of $100 on an AA check to make sure they're not buying a lemon of a car. But when it comes to buying a house, people will save $600 by not getting a building inspection and just hope for the best.
Yeah, that's madness.
It's like gambling.
But one of the things that I think first home buyers find annoying is auctions, because you've got to lay out the money for the inspection first with no guarantee you're going to get the property, right?
Yeah.
And there's no real way around that, is there?
Oh, well, it depends, because a lot of auctions are getting passed in at the moment. So, you have got the opportunity to either get cracking, do all your due diligence first so that, you are spending that money up front and then you can bid, or wait and see if it gets passed in at auction.
Is there any way that you can link up with the other potential bidders or buyers and all go in on one building inspection before an auction?
Whoa, I don't know if the building inspectors would be open to that.
Yeah.
Like some vendors will provide, some of the owners of the houses, they'll provide a building inspection. Personally, I would always prefer to get my own one done, just in case, the owner of the house has a mate who's written up a dodgy building inspection for you.
So you do get an inspection, and I'd like your advice on this, and you find out it was a leaky home, but it's been done up. Is that a lemon still, or what is your view on that?
It depends. So if it's been done up and everything's been signed off by council, so it's got a code compliance certificate now, it should be okay. So it greatly reduces the risk. I would say, though, that if it has been reclad in plaster, it still looks like a leaky home. So, potentially people will look at that and think that's a leaker. So further down the track, if you decide that you want to sell it and move into something else, then you could have an issue there too.
I've obviously been keeping an eye on the market, and there are some really good houses which obviously are fine, but they don't sell. For whatever reason, there's not appeal. Is it worth investing in that? Because if you want to resell, is that going to be an issue? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so again, it just depends on the property. I mean, some of the issues that are causing a property not to sell can be quite easy to fix. So street appeal, a lot of the time street appeal can be easily fixed. And if you've got the funds to do that, or you're prepared to live in it as it is and then fix it over time, that can be a great opportunity. But yeah, the market is definitely slower in a lot of places around the country at the moment. Heading up to Christmas, man, that's a great time to buy. Get out there and look for a property while everyone else is stuck in the malls with all the masses doing their Christmas shopping.
For tyre kickers who aren't going to go and do their due diligence, is there something when you walk down the driveway, if you saw it, you should turn and hightail it away, not even look? Is there like a telltale sign that something could be a dodgy house?
So when it comes to buying a home, that's an emotional purchase. When it comes to buying a rental property, that's a decision that you should be making based on the numbers. So, you should have done your market research about a property value, and if it's going to be a rental, you should know the market rental as well for that property. I would suggest that things that you would want to negotiate harder on, because every property is a good deal if you can get it for the right price, right? But for example, if a roof needs replacing, or if the foundations are stuffed, those things are expensive expensive to fix, and they're not going to improve the value of the house.
Thank you so much for that. Great advice. Property apprentice, Debbie Roberts. I remember when I went to buy a house in Wellington, everything checked out, got the building report done, everything was perfect. Great little villa, kind of cottage. And then checked the title or the limb, I can't remember which, and it said the notification that Hell's Angels lives 2 doors down from you. We had no idea until I saw that written, and I thought, yeah, probably not.
Yeah, and if you had a due diligence clause, you would have been able to walk away from that deal.
Yeah, I did. Don't worry, I walked away. Up next, thank you so much for your time. Up next, why taking a holiday is so important.
Okay, 13 minutes away from 9. This is the AM show with Mark, myself and Nadine. Good to have you here on Radio Live in 3. So, with the news, the property market has started to favour buyers. Is now the time to pounce? Probably is. Debbie Roberts from Property Apprentice is here to explain why you should be buying sooner rather than later. Now is the time. Debbie, good morning.
Hi, how are you?
Good. So why? You stack up your argument. Why should we buy?
All right, so what we've seen in the news just this week is that with Brexit announcement and, all the Trump and everything going on with the trade war and everything, there's a lot more economists that are talking about an impending recession. Mm-hmm. So with that, we always get the doom and gloom merchants come out and talk about how house prices are going to fall. So along with that, we get people going, okay, now's not a good time to be buying a house. We'll wait until house prices fall. And the message that I've got for those people is if you wait until house prices fall, you're going to end up with egg on your face, because I don't see it happening. The reason that I don't see it happening, even if we do have a recession, is that this is not the same sort of conditions that we had when we went into the GFC.
I agree entirely. And the market right now is still tight because immigrants are still coming to the country. We're not building like we should be. We haven't released land like they should have 10 years ago. And it's still really, prices have held up, I reckon. They've come back a bit, yes, but I don't see them collapsing at all.
No, and the thing is that, the only time that prices drop is when the median values drop. And the reason that median values drop is because the only people that sell in a downturn, when there's less buyers in the market, the only people that sell are the people that have to sell. And the only people that are buying tend to be the people that are good at negotiating. So they're out there to grab the bargains.
Right.
Median values fall, but that doesn't mean that house prices have fallen.
Okay, so median's the one to look at, is it?
Well, that's better than the average.
Yes.
So, yeah, because that does, all of those statistics can be skewed to show whatever you want them to show.
I know, well, yes, we do understand how skewing that works. So what's the next bit of advice then around the buyer's market? What should a buyer, someone interested in the market and wants to buy, what should they do next?
So someone who's interested in buying at the moment, I think it's a great time. It's an absolutely brilliant time to buy. The banks are competing with each other. They're fighting with each other for their share of the market. So, we've got interest rates now that are at 70-year lows.
Is the 3 in front of the number?
Yeah, exactly. So you can fix your interest rates around the 4%, if not lower. That's fantastic. We haven't seen interest rates like that for decades.
First home buyers, though. First home buyers, is it a market for them? Because if it's not a first home market now for them, what have they got?
Oh, exactly. And this is what I mean. People that are waiting for the market to fall are going to miss the boat, because the only time that you know that you're at the bottom of the market is when the values start picking up again, because people start jumping back into the market, competing with each other, and that's what pushes prices up. It's a buyer's market just about right across the country at the moment, so you can negotiate hard. And, it's like we talk about how you can make money with a pen at the moment, just by negotiating on that sale and purchase agreement.
Oh, I like that.
Buy it at a discount, because there will be people that need to sell. There will be people that are motivated to sell. And if they've had that property for a number of years, they've got room to move because they've had good increase in value over the last few years. So you've got a chance to buy a property below its intrinsic value. And then who needs capital growth? Make your money with a pen and you don't have to wait. Does that answer your question, Mark?
But what should be your major driver for making a decision? Because should it be the price of the money? as in the interest rate? Because interest rates are so low. Are you an idiot not to take advantage of those? But then in 2 years' time, what if interest rates start climbing?
Yeah, you always need to make sure that you're not over leveraging yourself. So if you mortgage yourself up to the eyeballs just because interest rates are at 4%, you're going to be what we call a motivated vendor when interest rates start increasing again. So you still need to make sure that you can afford a higher interest rate. We recommend that you crunch the numbers on about a 7% or a 7.5%.
It's really good advice, a 7%. Yeah, that's when there's room to move. We've got to shoot, but lovely to see you. Great advice. Thank you so much. Will you be going to buy a home? Up next, Black Friday.